Karia here, See the Truth, spiritual art. Again, for those who don't know me, this is just my constant thing. A little added to the twist because I said as we keep going, it's just a little elevation to how things are and what I'm about and where am I going. But true discipleship, and down the road we can really tap into that and dig deep into that. But that's what it's all about. It's about transformation, growth, and developing our minds and our spirits and our souls to a next level and a new level. But back again today. Last time, I seen you guys and we spoke. We was talking about, you are enough. You are enough. We are enough. I am enough. Today I wanted to just dive into something that, I don't know if it's a part two to that or just something else that, like I said, resonated in my soul and my spirit, you know, uh, to bring up today. And I'm trying to keep eyes on time. But I had went to therapy, and again, especially for our men out there that's watching this, especially black men, therapy is definitely a good thing. For me, I always thought that was crazy. I would never go. Been in therapy for some time now. It's definitely, in addition to my spiritual walk, it's a part of life that I think we all need. And again, no, disregard to the women out there, but I'm speaking especially to men because I feel that we, especially black men, find it difficult or find it demeaning to reach out and go to therapy. But sometimes dealing with, some things that we have going on in life that we're not even aware of is very beneficial and helpful for us. So um, I definitely recommend it to all. And again, don't be stereotyped or feel diminished if that's something that you choose to do or want to do. Again, I highly recommend it. It's very beneficial. However, I was in therapy. Shout out to my therapist that and he has books, and I picked up a book. You know, The Mountain Is You. I didn't read the book yet, so just want to give that disclaimer. But I seen the title, and it just hit my soul. It hit my spirit. The mountain is you. And I went back to, you are enough, I am enough, we are enough. And in my mind, I was like, there's something more to that. So acknowledging and understanding the fact that you are enough, that I am enough, that we are enough is very, very crucial and very important. But what comes with that, which is the second phase that I talk about, and as you look at that picture in the book, again, I don't know who wrote it or, I don't know, I'll show it to you real quick, real quick. I'm not doing advertisements, like I said, that's just for people who might want to read the book. I didn't read it yet, it looks really good. You look at the mountain, and we look at our lives and all these mountains and obstacles and circumstances and situations that we come across. A lot of that I want to say create or we prolong. You know what I mean? Even if we don't create it, which a lot of us do create it, and that's a whole other thing, we also prolong it. Because, what situations and obstacles and all these different things that come in our lives, some of the things that we can't avoid that happen. You lose a job. I mean, sometimes we can't avoid that, but again, you got to evaluate where you are and in the position you put yourself in. Did you just lose your job because of budget cuts, or like this little thing now we got going on with the federal thing, or did you do something to lose your job? But that's, like I said, that's deep soul thinking process. But I want to get to something that's more important, is how you deal with the situations that come up. How are we dealing with them? How are we processing them? How long are we letting it fester in our minds and our brains and our soul and our spirit and our hearts? Or are we moving forward and letting it go? And I think, not to prolong this, and I'm not a therapist, but I think, and for the sake of time, I think when we look about that and when we think about that and we look at stuff like the mountain is you, the mountain is me for my life, like how am I really dealing with things? How are we dealing with things? A lot of times we have to understand with some things in life we just gotta let go of. We gotta understand that things happen. Situations are going to come 1,000% guaranteed. And for all my, and I'm hoping that the goal is to bring everybody to a level of spirituality. I'm not trying to force my ways on nobody, discipleship and everything. For all my spiritual people, especially. Like when you walking and you in the path of trying to do what's right, these things are gonna come. Obstacles are gonna come your way. When you're trying to open up a business, obstacles are gonna come your way. When you're trying to better your marriage or your relationship, obstacles are gonna come. When you're trying to raise your kids a certain way and teach them the right thing, obstacles are gonna come. So in everything that we're trying to pursue in life, there's gonna be obstacles, there's gonna be shortcomings, there's gonna be tragedies, there's gonna be all these situations that come up. But it's how we're gonna process them. How are we gonna allow them to continue to play in our heads? How are we gonna allow them to continue to play in our hearts? That's what's gonna make the world of a difference. So I think it's time to evaluate and really take a step back. And I'm doing it for me and we all do it and ask ourselves, are we our own mountains? A lot of the times, for greatness, for everything we want to achieve, we get in our own way. Nobody has to get in our way. Nobody. The devil doesn't have to come in and be like, oh, for those understand or believe in spirituality and negative forces. The devil, your enemy, the person is out to get you. Don't have to get in your way because for the most part we get in our own way. So as we know, and I revisit the fact that we are enough, we also have to understand that as being enough, it's also time to get out of our own way. Be the best version of yourself. Be the person that you were placed on this planet to be. For greatness. We were here for greatness. We are here to obtain greatness, but then we just need to not interfere with the process. Let go of those things that happen to you, and I'm not trying to, like I said, diminish trauma, because that's real. Like I said in the beginning, seek therapy, get help, talk those things out. And that's part of getting out of your own way. Maybe going to therapy, talking to somebody, releasing these things, because it's like toxics. It's like poison, and that release is like a pus that comes out to clean away that wound. The bacteria that's coming out, the toxicities that's coming out, you releasing them so that you can have a better life, so that you can accomplish the things that you were put here to accomplish. There is greatness in you. There is greatness in me. But in order to be able to receive and to move forward with that greatness, we have to stop getting in our own way. We have to stop being our own mountain. I'm going to read that book because I know it gets deeper than this. I don't know, how and I do, again, I'm trying not to make them long. I don't know how much this is going to be impactful. But I mean, again, at the end of the day, love yourself. Love yourself enough to forgive yourself. Love yourself enough to forgive other people. Love yourself enough to let go of so many things that's holding you back, that's in your own mind. Sometimes we create these scenarios in our mind that's not even true. We create these scenarios in our minds about who we are that's not even true. I'm not this, I'm not that. I should be here, I should be there. You are, and I am right where we're supposed to be right now. And sometimes these processes and these places that we're in right now, we don't realize that these are the areas of like a Bunsen burners, this burning out the soot inside of us to develop us to be the person we need to be. But you got to go through. You got to go through the storms first. You got to get out your own way. Don't trip yourself over. Don't beat yourself up. It ties into we're not enough. I mean, we are enough. I'm sorry. To thinking we're not enough. It ties into that. So the second process of that is get out your way. Get out of your way. You no longer need to beat yourself up anymore. I no longer need to beat myself up. We no longer need to beat ourselves up anymore. You and I can accomplish greatness. We were created for greatness. Stand in that. Circle yourself around people who are going to encourage that and put that in your brain, in your soul. I'm 11 minutes, so I got to get ready to go because I don't know if you guys want to hear me talk this long. But I will say again, surround yourself with those that's going to celebrate you and celebrate your greatness and push you to your potential and your growth. But you will never get there as long as you stay in your own way. Let us make the decision today to not be the obstacles in our own lives. Remove that mountain and acknowledge sometimes that that mountain is you. The mountain is me. So again, I know this, I don't know if this, I was just almost 12 minutes. I'm going to get off. I'm going to get out of here. I hope this resonated. Tell me your thoughts. Again, going back, you're definitely enough. And love yourself. Remove all those thoughts process. Remove those mountains, remove those barriers, and especially the ones that are from you. Change your mindset and how we think and how we view ourselves. And then that day, all the floodgates will open and everything would be at our disposal for greatness. I love you all again. Peace and blessings. Zakaria, the truth, the disciple. Hope this resonates to you guys. Share it. And until next time, peace and love.